Welcome back to Odyssey News. I am Mike Odyssey, and it is Odyssey News Fridays. Now, what's so different about Odyssey News Fridays, you may ask? Well, Odyssey News Fridays is not so much news, it's more discussion, right? So we take a topic and we break it down for you. I mean, break it down, because we need to kind of dissect it and kind of learn a little bit more about it, because you know regular Odyssey News, I go from news to news to news, but it's always important to take a topic and just break it down, hit it home, so that we can better understand it and have a better understanding and discussion about it down below in the comments, because it's cool to have discussion, right? This is a discussion video, and the topic of the moment is the Nintendo Next Gen Console. So let's get into the video, right? Let's do this. Let's talk about the future and then flying cars and all that stuff, because I like the future. Let's start with the names, right? Let's start with the names. Everybody, let me know in the comments, what would be your favorite name for a next gen console? What would be the very cool, the coolest name you can think about that Nintendo can use to name their console? I mean, if you want, you can use the word Switch or something else, you know, but there's a whole bunch of, I'm not even going to say it because I don't want to take you, I don't want to, take the ones that you might want to take. I want to make sure that you guys are the ones who pick the names, and then I'll go ahead and reply to your comment down below. So go ahead and pick the best name for the next gen console, for a Nintendo next gen console. Okay, so I'll leave that to you right there. Go ahead and write it down right now. All right, so while you come up with a great name, I'm going to go ahead and tell you how long does a Nintendo General Console last? Like, for example, when it's released until the next console is released, how much time passes between consoles? And this will give us an idea of when the next one is coming, because Nintendo always follows the same exact pattern. And as you can see here, we are now at nintendo.fandom.com if you like to go over this as well. This is a list of gaming consoles that we have here. Of course, we can find out that Nintendo's first console was called the Color TV game series back in 1977 to 1980. That one doesn't count. That was just like a prototype, and it lasted for 3 years. Okay, so then we move on to the NES. You can see here it has all the information from the NES, so how much is sold, so all that information. But all we want to know right now is how long that this console lasts. Okay, so how long did it take for Nintendo to launch the next console after they released that one? So this one was released in 1985. Okay, and then from here to the next one, 1991. So if we look from 1985 to 1991, 6 years, right? So 6 years later, the Super Nintendo was launched. So right now we have 6 years, and then from the Super Nintendo to the Nintendo 64, we got 5 years. Okay, from the Super Nintendo to the Nintendo 64, only 5 years have passed. Okay, then from the Nintendo 64 to the Nintendo GameCube, we also got 5 more years. So there's a pattern right there. So far, it's 5 years. It's the lifespan of these consoles. Then we go, oh, that doesn't count. The Panasonic Q. Nope. Let's go from the GameCube to the Nintendo Wii. And guess what? Also 5 years. So from the 2001 to 2006, also 5 years. And then we can go to the Wii U. And from the Nintendo Wii to the Wii U, 2011 to 2017. So here we have 6 years. Okay, 6 years. This console lasted a little longer because the Wii was so successful that they probably didn't know how to leave it. So that's why they probably came up with the Wii U, in fears of kind of not transitioning right, which they did it, by the way. And then from the Wii U to the Nintendo Switch, okay? 5 years from the Wii U in 2012 to the Switch in 2017. We have 5 years. Okay, so guys, the predominant number here is 5 years. Every single console, okay? But the Wii, the only console that lasted a little longer was the Wii, right? Is 5 years. So we could actually just kind of keep it there within a 5 year lifespan. And guess what, guys? it's already been 5 years. It's already been 5 years since Nintendo launched the Nintendo Switch, and we are now in the 6th year. Now, what are the chances that Nintendo will launch a brand new console next year? If we go by this list, if we go by Nintendo's past, which by the way has not changed, it's been the same no matter how great the generation of the console was. Nintendo's release schedule has been the same, 5 years. So what do you think the chances are that we might get a Nintendo next gen console next year, in year number 6? Because right now we already are within the 5 years of their release kind of schedule. All right, so let's get that. That's the first part of the video. All right, so form factor. We know that Nintendo has been, from the very beginning, we've had the Nintendo next to the Game Boy, and then so on. We've had a Nintendo system and a handheld system until Nintendo finally, in the Wii U era, started kind of experimenting with taking a console and then playing it on dock mode or even on the TV, and then taking the pad and then playing it somewhere else. That started with the Wii U, right? And then with the Nintendo Switch, Nintendo was able to perfect that technology and give us the Nintendo Switch, which is a hybrid console. You can dock it and you can take it with you outside. The Wii U, that's basically, you can just take it to the next room, and sometimes it'll lose signal. But with the Switch, Nintendo perfected that method. Okay, so now we have this hybrid console, the Nintendo Switch, that Nintendo was gearing to, they were leading to, right? They perfected that form factor, and they have been able to give us the best games ever since, right? Because now they no longer have to consider giving us games for a handheld different from a dock console or a TV console. Now it's just one. If we get a Mario game, it's going to be that one Mario game for that one console. They can spend more time on that game, and we get a better game. So I believe that the next gen console will also be a merge of the two. It will be also a handheld plus a dock mode, right? So when it comes to form factor, I don't think Nintendo's going to wander too much off the Switch, because it is a successful form factor. I love to take it out of the dock, even though I can't see it myself to play it. But now I have my Orion big screen that I can actually play in handheld mode, which is pretty cool. But for everybody else who loves to play in the handheld mode and just kind of dock and continue playing on the screen, you can, right? And that's the beautiful thing about it. Now, for a while now, we've been thinking, how will Nintendo be able to make this Nintendo next gen more powerful if it's in that small form factor? Well, we have a lot of companies out there to thank for this. We have the iNeo, which is a portable handheld that has a lot of power. We have the Steam Deck that came out recently, which by the way you can buy now at any moment. So we can have a more powerful handheld console thanks to these other consoles that have released, right? That have proven that yes, you can have a more powerful handheld console. The Switch OLED is the best screen on any handheld console ever. It's beautiful, and all Nintendo needs to do is maybe make it a little bigger. I wouldn't mind making that screen just a little bigger, and of course getting a more powerful internal system here, right? And now when it comes to power, and I want a lot of you out there bear with me, because I want to go the basic route here so that everybody understands when it comes to power of the Nintendo Switch. You have been hearing a lot from a lot of creators, something called the NVIDIA chip, right? The chip, a chipset, the processor, something like that, right? So I want to break it down for you and tell you what exactly that is. The chipset, the processor, basically is the power of the console. How much it can lift. Okay, if I were to use a metaphor to explain what a chip is how much power does it have to lift something and to produce something good, right? Not pixelated, or how much graphics does it have? So how real can this chip make this image look? Okay, so that's basically what a chip does, right? And how much power does it have in order to bring this image here, right? It's also the brain of the system. How fast can it work, right? And then there's the RAM of the system, which is, for example, if you were to think about RAM, then it's how many tasks can it do at the same time. So if I have a table, right, and then I have so much RAM means how many things can go on top of the table. How many things can I fit on top of the table before they stop falling off and start, So that's the RAM. How many things can it do at the same time? And the processor is how fast can it think and how powerful can it work? Okay, to produce an image. So yeah, there you have the basics of what RAM and processing is when it comes to these chipsets. So when I go and I say, oh, the NVIDIA chip is going to be more powerful than this one, then that's exactly what it means, right? So it means that you have a more powerful chip that can do more powerful things for the console right now. So the chip that the current Nintendo Switch has, it's an outdated one from I think 2011. That they were saying that 2011 the Tegra chip, it's called the Tegra chip, by the way, and it's I think from back in 2011 2012, and we're still running it today on the Nintendo Switch. So a lot of the discussion out there when it comes to that chip is that Nintendo needs to produce a more powerful one, and there has been leaks, not rumors, leaks that NVIDIA, which is the company that produces these chips, are actually working on a brand new chip, and it has been leaked out there with these specs and what it can do. I'm not going to go too much into these specs. I'm going to keep everything here simple, but all I can tell you is that yes, it is more powerful. It is a smarter chip. It can give us better graphics, more resolution. It can actually work better. It's actually stronger. It actually produce a better quality, a faster game. For example, when you turn on your Nintendo Switch, all those loading times and all that stuff that happens there, yes, it can go faster for you. So all these things we do want from a Nintendo next gen. We want things to get better. We want things to get faster. We want things to look better and sound better, right? So yeah, we do want a more powerful chipset inside of our Nintendo Switch, and that has been already proven when it comes to our next gen. So I'm not going to go too much into that technical part. I just wanted to go ahead and break that down, literally break that down for you so that you have a better understanding about, because I know sometimes YouTubers, they ramble on when it comes to chipsets and they go into the language of what a chipset is, kind of assuming that everybody knows exactly what they're talking about. And sometimes we go, yeah, I see what you mean, but we just do that to be polite and to be nice to them because we don't want to really tell them, hey, you're not talking my language here. You're talking some other foreign thing. I know you know a lot about computers, but me, I just want to play games. I just want to play games. And basically, that's why I wanted to go ahead and just break that down for you guys so that you guys have a better understanding about that. So yeah, we are getting a more powerful Switch, better chip, and it's going to do a lot better stuff. Now, storage-wise, we do want storage, right? We want to play a lot of games, and we want to have a lot of games inside our Switch. So yeah, I want the Nintendo to be bigger when it comes to the storage size. I have a little itch. So I want to install games and not run out of space, right? Because when you run out of space, it also affects other areas of the console and things run slower, and then a whole bunch of other stuff that happens. But yeah, we want more space so we can download more digital games and stuff, and stuff. We also want Nintendo to not get rid of physical games because physical games helps us, kind of also, save space on our Switch or our next gen console. So, so far we have spoken about the timeline, right? The timeline, how long does Nintendo take to release a console? Then we spoke about the form factor, right? It has to be kind of the same form factor that Nintendo has released in the past. And then we've spoken about the power, okay? The power that it needs in order to kind of, bring that Nintendo to a next gen. That's what they call it, the next gen, because it has a next gen processor, next gen brain, next gen speeds, next gen graphics, and all that stuff. So let me know what you guys think about this video. Did you like this breakdown video? Would you love to see more breakdown videos of one topic so we can take everything about that topic, dissect it, learn more about it, and just have fun and have a discussion when it comes to certain topics, right? This has been this is a Switch Pro one, but we can move on to other ones. All right, that is gonna do it for this video. I don't wanna go away before leaving you just two things. Number one, never give up. Number two, journey on. Peace.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better without what's been holding us back.